A congressman who gets millions of dollars in farm subsidies denounces food stamps as stealing other people's money. This is in Think Progress, and it's really a good story. This is about Congressman Stephen Fincher from Tennessee. He's a Republican, and he's really angry, and he is very much against food aid for poor Americans included in the Farm Bill. And he talked about this during last week's House Agricultural Committee debate. And he accused the government of stealing, quote, other people's money. Now, funding for SNAP, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, has already been decimated in every single version of the Farm Bill. It's cutting nearly 2 million working families, children, and seniors off of food assistance. And Fincher actually invoked the Bible. He said his defense of cutting food stamps was based on his quote of the Bible, "The one who is unwilling to work shall not eat." Now, the hypocrisy comes in that Fincher interprets food assistance for the needy as stealing, right? But the Farm Bill has huge agricultural subsidies. And in fact, he supported a proposal to expand crop insurance by $9 billion over the next 10 years. And he's personally benefiting from this. There's level one of hypocrisy, which is to support the food stamp, to support getting rid of the food stamps, but support subsidies for farms in the abstract. But he's personally benefiting from this, right? He is the second most heavily subsidized farmer in Congress, right? He's personally getting this money. USDA data, which was collected in a farm subsidy database, says that Fincher collected $3.5 million of our money, as he would say, Lewis, from 1999 to 2012. And in 2012 alone, he was cut a government check for $70,000, a direct payment. And it's so funny because the average food stamp benefit in Tennessee is about $1,500. Fincher got a $70,000 farm subsidy in 2012. Your whole business exists because the government gives you other people's money, way more of it than they give to people who don't even have enough money to eat. What do you make of it?
I think when he thinks that the people receiving the money are lazy people who refuse to get jobs, who like to sit around at home and mooch off the government.
Right.
He thinks it's okay for him to get the government subsidies because he's a hard worker, or so he says.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure that's how he justifies it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing, too, is maybe he's just so accustomed to being on the government dole that he doesn't realize that it's also a type of welfare, right, Natan? Maybe he really honestly is so used to it, he sees it as a different thing.
Most people who look at programs that have been in the government for a long time just consider them what the government does, even though when they were originally brought into law, people were against them for the same reason he's now against food stamps. In other words, now people talk about get the government out of my Medicare. Medicare is a part of our culture. Well, in 1965, it wasn't until the Democrats passed it.
Right.
So it's like, well, yeah, I mean, basically this is the fundamental hypocrisy, in the right, which is that until it affects someone they care about,